Hello, everybody. How you doing? I hope you're having a great time. So I want to share with you. Yes, this is gonna be a video about Joe Rogan, the idiot, and the way he's backstabbing and the Nux, which I think is hilarious. I just really don't like the way he tries to blame femininity on everything, because honestly, like, femininity is not there. It's not the thing that you should be blaming at all. And I want to set that record straight. Especially since, you know what, let me start with a serious note, because from now on, I promise I would try to be as not serious as possible during this specific live. So we're going to have some fun. But so let me just put aside the serious note. Well, it's going to be a little bit more of a serious note here and there, but here's the thing. Yeah, there is a problem with the right, which is gatekeeping. And when Knox, which I live, speaks so much shit about women, what he does is that he is alienating women from joining the cause. So I think that is not good. And that is my only, I think, productive thing that I'll try to say today. But the rest of it would be either chaotic or more chaotic. All right, let's start because, okay, I'm going to start with Tommy Robinson landing in Israel because it was such a cute video. All right. Cool.
I'm in Tel Aviv.
Look at him. He's like a little boy, happy.
I'm honoured to be here. It's a privilege to be invited here. And although we may have a weak, spineless, cowardly government.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know why, since he's here, all my feed was like, will the UK survive? The UK is already dead. The United Kingdom collapsed. There is no hope. And I love that throughout this video, he has a slips ups, you'll see, where he's like, I think in his mind, I'm here to make sure, like, to find a way to save the UK, like, in any way necessary. But so he have those funny slip ups when he misuses the word, which is funny. You'll see.
Who recognise the terrorist state of Palestine, the British people stand with the state of Israel. Avi, good to see you, bro.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
How are you feeling?
I'm happy to be here, mate. I'm honoured to be here.
What are you hoping from this trip?
I'm hoping to show solidarity with real strong leadership. I wish our country had a leader like Netanyahu. We have weak cowards. Our government have recognised the terrorist state, and that government are not elected on a mandate. They are elected with 20% of the public vote. So I don't want people in Israel to think that the other...
Like, honest to God, almost all the spectrum in Israel, from left to right, unless, I mean, you go as far as Yael Golan, which is he's a completely insane psycho. And obviously the Arabs are too, all the Arabs. Well, I don't know. It puts things into perspective, because maybe to make Israelis happy about their own politicians, they should learn about the British ones. And it's like, all right, could be worse.
80% of people, not even the majority of Labour, support them, support recognising a terrorist state. So I'm here to show solidarity with the Jewish people and the Israeli people for a strong and hopefully form good good friendships.
This is where it's like, did you hear him? It's like, and hopefully for... Were you saying alliance? Did you try? You saw the slip up. Oh, friendship. No wonder his terrorism charges, whatever, fake ass counter-terrorism trial, whatever, that is all made up and tailored, and what was delayed to after he's coming back from Israel. I bet they want to make sure that he feels under pressure when he is in Israel, to not in any way, shape, or form fall under the category of terrorism, which in the UK is whatever, if you do anything that would risk the Chinese takeover and the Muslim establishment.
Support recognising a terrorist state. So I'm here to show solidarity with the Jewish people and the Israeli people for a strong and hopefully form good friendships and understand, because Israel is surrounded by jihad. Britain is going to be surrounded by jihad. Yeah, the problems that Israel faces here are the same problems that we're going to face.
I have to say, Britain, being an island and managing to get yourself surrounded by jihad is an incredible achievement. Like instead of ocean of waters, you have ocean of jihad surrounding you. Like that's an amazing achievement for an island.
Security issues that Israel has and Jews have in the state of Israel, we're all going to face in Europe. It's coming, sort of the whole of Europe, because we have allowed and empowered Islamic extremism. We have leaders who have got on their knees to them and appeased them, and they still think they can appease them. Obviously, Israel understands now they can't appease them. I remember a time when Jews were dragged out of Gaza. Jews were dragged out of Gaza as part of a peace deal that would somehow
Baruch Hashem. Okay, here, let me explain. When they did that, they literally thought that they could use that to show the West that they tried everything that they could, and the moment Hamas breaks it, they would be able to go in and obliterate Gaza. So I just want to make something clear here. What Israel had understood back then is that the West is a bunch of little bitches. They knew who the Arabs were. It's not just about the Arabs. It was like, oh yeah, well, that would prove the West. Just the West is not neighbors with them yet, and that is the reason. But once they would see the facts and the reality on the ground, they would understand us and like be fair, right? Imagine Tucker Carlson cackling hyena laugh here. Yes.
how give peace, which everyone knows it doesn't bring peace. So yeah, I'm here as a friend of Israel.
Look,
and I'm happy to be here, and I'm privileged to be here as well.
Listen,
and I'm taller than you, Avi.
Not sure about that part, but the truth is the Mossad ran out of money, so they've sent me to come here. And we're not getting $7,000 a post.
I want to add them all up. I said, if anyone's paying $7,000, I'm owed millions. The truth is, I don't do this. I've never been paid a penny from Israel. I do it because I see Israel as an ally, as a partner, as the only place where we are now surrounded. This is a beacon of freedom and democracy, of rights, of all the things that we as British people hold dear. And all the places surrounding this are human rights violations, terror states, jihad states. So yeah.
Look, and we're not being paid by anyone to be here and cover it. To be honest, I think it's important for Rebel to be here because we know BBC, Sky, and the rest of the fake news are going to run a certain narrative about this house. So we've actually set up a website like Rebel does, TommyInIsrael.com. You'll be able to get a front row seat to Tommy's actual tour here in Israel. Bookmark it, and if you want to help us with the $7,000 a post, you can do it there. TommyInIsrael.com. Mate, welcome. We're really excited. I've been trying to get him here for so long. It took Amichai Chikli from the diaspora. Mate, you're here on a state visit. Enemy of the state.
Enemy of the state in Britain.
He's so cute.
And friend of the state.
How happy he was. But honestly, like, can you not admire his heroism? Like being in the dungeons of the British establishment in jail. It's like, besides, just so you know, as an Israeli, like we learned those stories, right, with Europe and like in the dungeons, like the dungeons of London and everything, and how scary they are. Like we use them in horror stories. So believe me that when Tommy Robinson, that was thrown into the English dungeons, come to visit in Israel, all the Israelis are like, whoa, real hero.
State in Israel, but not just friend of the state in Israel, because I believe now I'm a friend of the state in many countries. I don't know if you heard what happened in Panama. No. So I went to Colombia and they refused me entry and they deported me. I landed in Panama.
By the way, now we are Colombia just passed that Israelis must have a visa visiting Colombia. It's new. It was a visa-free country, but now they don't want Tommy Robinson and they also don't want Israelis there.
Me there, and
also, by the way, speaking of Colombia, how many here know that one of the candidates for, I think, presidency was assassinated, the conservative one? Surprise, surprise, he was shot, out of the running now.
The mayor of Panama saw it online and he sent a security truck, a cyber truck, to come and pick me up and apologise. And he sent me a beautiful message just saying, I can't believe that I'm getting to meet you like this. So, and that's in Panama. So I've had some.
It's spreading. I feel the shift.
It's spreading. America.
Mate, I can tell you now, everybody that's seen our camera here in the airport asked who were you waiting for, Tommy Robinson. They're like, really? Yeah. The entire country knows who you are and are excited. And to be honest, even people on the left at some of these protests are like, I like him. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's not some. It's like everybody loves Tommy here, from left to right. You have to be far left in Israel to not like Tommy Robinson. So even the majority of the left is like loves him.
I feel you're going to get that welcome that Trump kind of gets here, which is thank you for being a real friend.
Trump was here 72 hours ago, wasn't he? 48 hours ago. I wish I was here at the same time. But yeah, I just think that so many people now in our government and the cowardly leadership have hung the Jews out, especially in Britain. It must be a scary place.
All right, so there was one more. One sec. There are a couple of videos that I didn't watch, and I kind of want to show you, just like here, this one. Tommy Robinson visit Disney Square Memorial. I didn't see it. I just want to watch it. So la 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 la.
These are the victims of October 7th, when an invading army come in, massacred, raped and pillaged their way through innocent communities. A music festival, and they didn't just murder them on the spot, as we know.
That's not
they
fun.
took.
That is sad. We said we're gonna have fun today. Where's the fun part? Is there a fun part here? No, it's gonna be depressing the whole way, right? Okay, maybe skip in the middle.
There was some Thai workers, there was different nationalities that were non-Jewish. They all got obliterated. They all got raped.
Oh my God, you're right. I need to bring up Egypt conference. That was really funny. I'll do it in the end, you know what?
They all got murdered. It wasn't just Jews. Yeah?
Okay.
It's not just about Israel. And I've always said that, you see, if they obliterated this beautiful beacon of democracy in the Middle East, if this was gone, you think they're stopping there?
I'm smart, right? I forgot to show you the screen. Oh my God. By the way, do you still hear the audio even though there was no video? Because I think you were supposed to.
Beautiful beacon of democracy in the Middle East. If this was gone, you think they're stopping there? You think that's their target?
Yeah, that's
it's
actually
about
a very important life lesson. Okay, let's listen to that.
This is a jihadist
for the people in the back that didn't hear it enough times on this channel.
Organisation and jihadist mindset governing the entire Palestinian state, recognised by the British, which wants a caliphate. It wants world domination. It's not just about Israel. And I've always said that, you see, if they obliterated this beautiful beacon of democracy in the Middle East, if this was gone, you think they're stopping there? You think that's their target? They're coming straight through. The security issues that this nation faces, i.e. everything. Do you know, I come here in 2016 and I looked at all the bollards to prevent cars ramming up on the side of the street when I was here in 2016, and I looked and said, we're going to need this. We're going to need all of this. Yeah? And fast forward on, you can't have a Christmas market, can't have a festival, can't have anything without these bollards. So what this country and these people have to face is what we're going to face in Europe. Because the growing threat of jihad...
That's very important. I just want to say something to Charcoal here. So Charcoal here thinks that I'm telling Palestinians to leave. You guys, please correct Charcoal and explain that I'm actually not asking or telling the Palestinians to leave. Please explain to Charcoal what my agenda is. Thank you.
Growing threat of extremism is what anything without these bollards. So what this country and these people have to face is what we're going to face in Europe. Because the growing threat of jihad, the growing threat of extremism, the growing threat of Islam, which dominates and surrounds this nation, is going to surround us, and it's already starting to. The only difference is they have a government who have gone through successive battles. They tried to appease. Do you know, last time I was here, I met a Jewish girl who had her family, and they were based in Gaza the whole of their generation after generation after generation. The IDF dragged them out of their home because they made a deal with Hamas that all the Jews would be removed from Gaza and that would bring about peace. It's never going to bring about peace. You can't negotiate with these people. Yeah? You can't negotiate with them because they don't want peace. They want rid of every Jew. They want world domination. They want an attack on all of us as non-Muslims. So it's the Jews today, it's us tomorrow. First comes Saturday, that's their saying. First comes Saturday, then comes Sunday. And when you hear jihadis talk about that, that's the Jews, because their Sabbath is on a Saturday, and then it's the Christians who's on Sunday.
Beautifully said. And now there are a lot of, look at that. Look at here. They attacked him in the street. Will the UK survive? Proof that Islam is threat in England can no longer be tolerated or something. The UK has already lost. People are very, very optimistic. But yes, the Trump is very important. Let me add that to today's secret playlist named the date of today. Yay, you guys, who loves Tommy? I love Tommy. I mean, I want to meet him and see if I like him even after we meet, but you know.
We making some enemies today.
So this is a very amusing guy that like stalking him. He loves it's Joe Rogan on Trump's immigration crackdown. The way it looks is just horrifying or horrific, sorry. When you're just arresting people in front of their kids, normal, regular people that have been there for 20 years. Everybody who has a heart can't get along with that. What's wrong? Joe Rogan is so stupid. That is so stupid. So stupid. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like the moment somebody is enforcing the law, everyone's brain that were like, yes, enforce the law. Suddenly like, oh no, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It reminds me a lot of the way I shouted at the I told the reporters from the Netherlands when we were in the distribution centers in Gaza, when I told him that the Netherlands prefers that people would rape the woman in the Netherlands than to have the unpleasant footage of people getting arrested, and therefore they are sacrificing the entire female population of your country. And that makes you nothing good, actually. And I'm proud that my country and the IDF works hard so I won't get raped personally. Thank you.
Frauds in America. So this clip went super viral from Joe Rogan. This was from his podcast a day ago. Everyone's talking about it. So we're going to watch the...
I thought that we were done with horror stories. I swear, I didn't want horror stories. Sorry. I guess it's just my brain. It's just, ooh.
Clip, and then we're going to look at some context. All right, but first and foremost, you have to understand something. He's criticizing Trump's immigration policies because Trump is deporting poor families. The horror of deporting people that invaded our country illegally. Now, you might know me as the guy with overwhelming empathy. If you did somehow get that impression, that is the wrong impression. Empathy is a scam. It is a...
No. Empathy is not a scam. It's just that some people deserve it, and some people deserve to be empathetically, mercifully executed. That's very different. Empathy is not a scam. Empathy is actually a very good thing it's a nice thing to have in your toolkit, sir. Very nice. So when you arrest illegals and drug lords, cartels, and stuff like that, you have empathy to their victims or potential future victims and your country and your own family. You know, it's different. And Spooky Shona here is saying, Ben Shapiro mentioned this. We have reached the phase between true right-wing and the liberals who were just annoyed by the left. Yeah, 100%. I didn't know he said that, but I agree.
New world order word developed by feminists to make you feel for things that honestly you shouldn't necessarily feel for. I have sympathy, but I don't have empathy for these guys.
No need to have sympathy. The sympathy should be no. Actually, I'm more towards empathy, because if you are empathetic, you would know that they're screwed brains. It must be a real horror to be them, so you should relieve them out of mercy. That's the empathetic thing to do. Something that you wouldn't understand if you just use sympathy. Just saying. And yes, thank you, Sophia. It is Halloween season, so horror stories are a must. Yes, thank you for defending my right to spook you all. Spooky Shona has spooky in her name, so I guess it is spook time.
So,
let's just talk about the immigration thing.
The
way it looks is horrific.
All right, so it looks bad the way that people are getting deported. All right.
When you're just arresting people in front of their kids and just normal, regular people that have been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
Except it's not normal regular people that have been here for 20 years. It's illegal invaders that have invaded into our country. That if they've been here for 20 years, that means they've had 20 years to integrate into society and to get some form or level of legality in the country, and they didn't. And also ripping people.
Yeah, just take all the money you earned and run. So just saying. Oh my God. So okay. So first concept. So, I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of recursion. But it's just so you know, this it exists. It is possible. You know what would have been funnier if I was reacting to Nux reacting to me? That would have been funnier.
People away from their kids is like the emotional, hyper feminized, cringe.
Okay, that's where my problem is at. What hyper feminized about this crap? Huh? What is hyper feminized here? I don't get it. Like, sir. Okay, so let me explain something. And I said I wouldn't be like too preachy, but I f that. I lied anyway. So I lie sometimes, you know. Let me explain. The reason that you think it is hyper feminized bullshit is because of the marketing tactic that was used in the West to market the left. They had kept away males on purpose so that there would be a wedge between the sexes. They do the same now with that kind of rhetoric with the right. So even if a woman wants to cross the line and join your cause and be on the right, it is hard because of shit like that, and it is way worse in real life, right? So they're like, okay, fuck that, the men suck anyway, and because it's gatekeeping, and they do it on purpose. So those are both. That means that just like the stupid woman fell into the marketing campaign that was aimed at women to make sure to break America down, you fell to the exact same propaganda with just a mirror of it. Because if you look closely, you'd start understanding that literally the woke right and the woke left are the same shit. And the reason they are the same shit is because they're the same people. There's just marketing technique. One is for those and the other. The goal here is to split. Just split. So, okay, so we throw all the women on this side and all the men on that side. This is the easiest way to split a society. But it is the same ideology, exactly the same. The marketing is different. So they marketed one to the men and one marketed the other to the woman, but it is the same, absolute same shit. And no, communism is not like inherently feministic or womanly or this empathy shit. It was not the same. Like there are a lot of cases where it is mostly men that are behind it and women were opposed to it, and vice versa. In Israel, the woman vote the same, like as there is no difference in voting. And actually, when I looked it up, the only thing that I could find is actually the other way around, that women tend to vote right more than men, especially when it comes to security issues. So you don't fall to this bullshit propaganda shit and don't promote it in any way, shape, or form. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Emotional rage bait bullshit that is unbelievably fraudulent. Anytime someone commits a crime and they go to jail, it doesn't matter if it's in front of their kids. All right, if a dude robs a convenience store and you arrest the guy, it doesn't matter if he has kids. If someone's driving drunk and with a kid in the car, you arrest the guy and you separate him from his kids. Separating from kids is not an actual argument. Otherwise, you are a Hamas terrorist using human shields.
Yeah, well, I don't care about his logic. That's boring.
Step of the way.
Wait, I could have just went straight to Joe Rogan, but I just wanted to get angry at Nux more than I wanted to get like a comment on Joe Rogan, which I thought for the longest time, actually not for the longest time, since the first time I heard him utter the first syllable, I was like, oh, this man is just stupid. Very stupid. And I thought, like, okay, there are two options here. Is he a stupid, a good-hearted stupid, or just stupid? And 3 sentences later, I had realized that Joe Rogan, Baruch Hashem, is just stupid, not kind-hearted stupid, just stupid. Yes.
I'm sure I just lost a couple of Joe Rogan fans, but I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to tell the truth and kick ass.
And that is why everybody hates Jews, because people like you and me, Nux.
All right, so let's debunk this fraud every step of the way. I'm sure I just lost a couple of Joe Rogan fans, but I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to tell the truth and kick ass.
That everybody who has a heart can't get along with that.
Yeah, I feel really bad when people that are criminals get the laws enforced, but unfortunately, that's how society works. Or fortunately, rather, that's how society should work. So stop doing the bullshit grandstanding. Everyone with a heart would hate watching criminals get punished. No, actually, we need law and order, because if you don't have law and order, then you end up falling into chaos and anarchy. Do you understand the level of, honestly, pathetic, hyper-feminized, emotional garbage spewing from this guy?
I'm sorry, sir. Does this look to you? Does it look like he's hyper-feminized? No. That's not hyper-feminist. Man shows the empathy or sympathy that is actually more prevalent at male monkeys, gorillas. So, the alpha gorillas are known, and monkeys in general, are known to show more empathy than general, right? To get popularity. This is the tactic he's using. Thank goodness that we have a little bit more brain than that, and we understand that bro is just very stupid as well, but it's not feminine. Stop saying it's feminine, Nux. Come on, I'll fight you. Wanna go? I'll see you outside.
His mouth right now. And again, this is coming from me, a guy that more or less likes Joe Rogan. I think he's like,
I'll show you feminine. Let's take it out, huh? Okay.
He's the voice of the everyman, and I think it's really valuable to have people like him in society. I think the everyman is being manipulated by the media to think that this is some really horrible thing, that you're actually enforcing laws. It really isn't. This is actually how society literally needs to run. Why would I arrest the pedophile if the pedophile's child would be separated from his parent? Well, with all due respect, we have laws. They need to be enforced. And if we don't enforce them, more laws get broken. So, no, I'm sorry. Stop with this heart bullshit. That's why 92.5% of judges were male in the history of the Bible. Because
yeah, and they did a shit job for the most of it. It doesn't matter.
Because honestly, this is like the emotional bullshit that I really have absolutely zero interest in.
Oh. Everybody who has a heart sees that and goes, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be the...
Besides, we all know how judgment really worked. In secret, they would be going home to their wives and be like, listen, what cases I had today in court. And the wife would be like, interesting. Here is my judgment. And then the man would pass his judgment given to him by his wife in the court. Idiot. You don't know how reality works? Come on. We all know how reality works. They go with those good judges, the prestigious judges. So anyway, I think stupidity is gender neutral, honestly.
No, I have a heart, a big heart. I love my family.
You know why women judges would make the world even worse? Because men judges at least know to go home and ask their wives about it before they make a choice. But the woman judge that doesn't have that habit, that would be worse. It just like socially less, like men usually come home and talk about stuff, and women just are not trained to do that. So it's just one person versus two. So it's better. Yeah. So that is the only reason why. But other than that, stupidity is a gentle neutral.
I do my best to support my community. I give 20% of my income to charity. Get them out! Get them out! If they are illegal here, they need to leave. All right?
Yes,
breaking into a country,
you.
not legal. What should the punishment?
100%. I agree. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%. By the way, in Israel, the one that is fighting the hardest against illegal migration is a woman. Actually, the whole apparatus is more feminine than it is male. And they have absolutely no mercy on illegal immigrants. Stop being bullshit stupid. It's your cultural bullshit that makes people like that on both genders. It's a cross-gender idiocracy.
me removing the guy from the country. You could take his family with him. I'm not separating them from their family. You could take your fucking family. I don't give a shit. No, I'm not going to be girl bossed and gaslighted into making believe that it's bad to uphold the law in the most basic and rudimentary forms of law, which is we don't actually want our country being overrun by illegal invaders. No, it's not fair to the citizens.
Okay, for the record, in like American women are different a little bit, but I think it's like, so in Israel we have like, read my Substack, because all my music theory starts with that. So we try to understand like what went wrong with women in the West. So there is a whole music theory, that the music theory actually started from that in Israel, about how to make sure that like women become extremely stupid. But you know, it's a choice. You made women stupid. They don't have to be.
Citizens of the country, and it's not fair to people that want to immigrate legally. Remember, there's a legal immigration process, and these people are fucking it up for everyone, dude. And I
Back another feminist. So I don't know if you noticed the title, but blaming women for shit, that's gay as fuck, and I don't want to offend gay people. But you know what the punishment for blaming women for your own stupid decision making is? Right, you become slaves. We learn it in the Genesis, in the Bible. When the God came to Adam, Adam is like, Adam, why did you eat the apple? And he pointed at the woman and said, woman told me. And God was like, okay, you're going to be a slave for the rest of your eternity, because if you cannot take agency, slavery is what you get.
could list you issues with immigration aside from,
And listen, I don't care if when I become a dictator, idiot men will be the #1 slavery machine, and like I'll build the whole system. Don't worry.
criminals and shit entering the country. They abuse our tax system, where our taxpayer dollars are going to fund emergency rooms that are just full of illegals, because illegal immigrants can't go to regular doctors, but they're going to get seen if they go to an emergency room. So they go to the emergency room, they get seen, and they leave. I made a tweet saying that anyone that goes to the emergency room, if they're an illegal immigrant, they should only get health care if they're also detained and immediately deported. And people were so fucking mad at me. The inhumanity. No, I'm sorry. They are literally tripling and quadrupling the waiting lines in the emergency.
Wait, Lazia asks, what have I just tuned into? Basically, a very elaborate trolling session with a lot of like pinches of truth, you know. It's pretty.
Emergency room in California, where actual Californians can't get the medical care that they pay taxes for. No, sorry. Empathy to the cruel is cruelty to the innocent. And your gaslighting and girl bossing is not going to change my mind, Mr. Clean.
The only way to do this.
Right.
Because you have to think, look, yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure.
Right.
Yes,
True.
they should make sure you know who everybody is before they...
You're right, Atheist Gamer. Actually, doctors taking the help. You have to take care of everybody. I agree with you 100%. You know, no questions asked. You need to separate that. If you fuse systems in your society, that means that you are fusing hierarchical systems, and that means that that things would start getting corrupt in ways that you wouldn't want them to. So it's very important that every system would operate according to their authority and not anything else. You're right. Like it bothered me too, and I thought I'd skip it, but then I saw your comment and it's like, yes, you know, I know. Yeah, you're right, because it's actually dangerous to make statements like that.
They get in.
Yeah. True, yes.
But when people been here for 20 years...
They were here for 20 years and they couldn't get legal paperwork? That sounds like a skill issue, man, and really not my problem. Like, I don't understand why this gets a pass but nothing else does. Okay, that's a lie. I do understand it. That this is epic foreshadowing. I do know why this is happening, and you're going to have to wait for a little later in this video when I show you some mind-boggling receipts. But yeah, no, I do know why this is happening. Definitely subscribe. But no, I know the reality. I know the answer. Anyway.
Like, come on, man. That's crazy.
No, it's
like,
not.
yeah. Let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20...
They couldn't get citizenship or legal papers? They were productive members in society for 20 years? Maybe. Taking American jobs. And not actually have any form of immigration status or asylum status or citizenship? Like, why? Why were they here for so long without any form of paperwork? Hold up. That sounds like a skill issue, man.
Years, no.
I'm sorry if this sounds heartless, but there's a reason why we need rules and laws. And I absolutely 100% stand by this completely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Criminal record. They worked the entire time. They paid
They broke into the country. That's a crime.
taxes.
For the record, a lot of them don't pay taxes, and they're not
Yeah,
bugs.
that's not interesting.
Instead of empathy for your neighbor. For
Where's the
killing
part
Jews.
there talk about Trump though? Why is it so much? I think I finished the. I want to see the part
Yeah,
where
just-
backstabbing Trump. This is the interesting part. Where did
You import the third world, you become the third world.
Yes,
Drugs
I
that
like
kill
to read that.
100,000 people a year. Okay.
Okay.
But also
All right,
have a
that's bad.
fucking heart.
This is so frustrating. It's so frustrating. You're supposed to be independent media, Joe Rogan. You're not supposed to play by these fucking bullshit feminized word games. Yeah, 100,000 people die of drugs, but have a heart. No, dude. Having a heart is making sure that there's no illegal immigration at all. Hence the term illegal. It's like saying have a heart for the poor people. Yeah, they're looting businesses. Yeah, they're robbing stores. Yeah, they're mugging people in the streets, but they're very poor. Have a heart. This
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
because people won't be on your side. So you never cared about the reality. You only cared about the optics.
Oh, here, that's a good.
Buddy on your side. If
Oh, your emotional scale, and then decide subjectively whether you want to enforce the law or not. If it passes your
Why is Joe Rogan dressed like a nun? That's a good question. I think it looks like a priest, doesn't he? He looks a bit priestly in this uniform. It's a good question. Why? Pretending to maybe he's pretending to be Christian, like the Pope is pretending to be Christian. Hmm.
emotional heart test.
because if you don't, you're not going to get anybody on your side. If
Oh, so it's optics. Oh, so you don't care. So you, benevolent Joe Rogan, don't actually give a shit about how heartless it is to deport people and separate them from their families. You just care about how heartless it looks because people won't be on your side. So you never cared about the reality. You only cared about the optics. It's pretty heartless if you ask me.
if you're doing this stuff publicly, throwing women to the ground, handcuffing people, just for existing on the wrong side of the dirt.
No, it's for invading a country illegally. It's not for existing. It's their existence is not the problem. It's the invasion that's the problem.
Not a criminal, not
Yes, a criminal. If you break into a country, you are a criminal. That is a crime. You sound like Jasmine Crockett.
the only crime they ever committed was coming over here as a kid.
Again, they had years to become legal or to enter the proper channels.
They probably didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
And again, this is gaslighting because the reality is the majority of illegal immigrants are not kids. They're adults.
Just, you know, a lot of kids got snuck across.
You're right.
When they were already born in
That's
Mexico.
fucked
And
up.
they've grown up their entire life in America. They can't even
And they
Yeah, blah blah blah.
So anyway, anywho, obviously, every law enforced is going to hurt some people that are, let's say, in a tough
Truth.
situation. But that's why we have laws.
Preach,
That's why
sir.
we have a legal system. It's
From
like saying,
time to
why
time
do you
you say
ever
something
imprison
smart.
criminals?
Now, to be honest, most of the time he says something smart, but then like four smart things, one stupid. That's I think that's the ratio.
If some prisoners are falsely convicted. So we're not supposed to have prisons because some prisoners are falsely convicted. This is as heartless as it sounds. The reality is you want the net biggest positive for your nation and your people and your society when you enforce laws. And for the record, I think this is a huge bitch clip of Joe Rogan. I'm not going to lie. It really is. Now, again, I'm getting to my theories as to how he got here and how he got to this point. But
Actually,
first,
that one that is actually good. The theories that he had there.
let me give you some lore. So the lore is, this is what Donald Trump literally ran on. This is from CPAC. This is before his election. This was, I'm pretty sure, in like March of last year. This was long before voting even started for the presidency. And let's see what he literally ran his campaign on.
And they do come from prisons and mental institutions, and they are terrorists. And we're going to be paying a price, and it'll be the largest deportation in the history of our country. And we have no choice.
Yeah, the largest deportation in the history of the country. For the record, it's still not as big as Obama's, except Obama had
Obama is such an interesting person. On one hand, he managed to somehow ruin America. At the same time, he did a beautiful thing like killing million Arabs and deporting a bunch of people. It's confusing. Like, how does it work? What kind of psychology is that? On one hand, to completely ruin the soul of America and the education system and everything would be like, but on the other, like, I don't get it. Like, it's very interesting.
The media on his side, so no one gave a shit. It's almost like it's purely manufactured outrage, as I will prove to you.
And it's not a nice thing to say, and I hate to
That's
say
right,
it.
that's right. If you have a heart, it must look bad.
And those clowns in the media will say, oh, he's so mean. He said, no.
He's talking about you, Joe Rogan.
Our people. They're killing our country. They're killing our people. We have no...
He's completely right. They're killing our country. They're killing our people. Look, we have laws. We have borders. We need to enforce them. If you're illegal, you could leave. You could leave yourself. You won't even get...
Yeah, I agree. It's like the only possible explanation is that Mr. Hussein was Shia. Mr. Hussein Barack Obama was Shia. I agree. It's like it's the only kind of identity that would make sense. But the other option is that the guy is like has like something. I don't know. I didn't try to understand but something is weird about this dude. Everything, I mean, Obama. But don't worry, he managed to ruin America while doing those things that look nice.
Get deported. You could self-deport, and Trump will pay for your ticket. This worked. There were, by the way, this was the most self-deportations done this year in the history of America. And hey, more people could self-deport. If they're not willing to self-deport despite being illegal here, they might get thrown into alligator Alcatraz. And that's a skill issue, brother. So anyway, not to sound heartless, but that's life. He literally ran his campaign on the largest mass deportations in history. And you know who was there for him every step of the way? It was his good buddy, Joseph Rogan. Here's Joe Rogan, 60 million views.
You know who else was named Joseph? Yes, Joseph Stalin.
Podcast with Trump before Trump became president. And now before I actually show you the deep lore, let me show you why this is affecting all of the retards today, but no one cared about Obama doing it. And it's purely because of the media.
This is Gestapo-like behavior.
Almir, one lol, know that I'm a Muslim, and Rebecca know that. Like, you think you think you can possibly hide the fact that you're a Muslim? Nobody utters two sentences consequently that contradict each other with such passion as much as Muslims do. It's the easiest way to know that they're Muslim. It's just like each sentence is completely random.
Gestapo are Nazi soldiers. So he's essentially saying that, not the Nazi police. He's saying that ICE officers literally doing the job as mandated by the majority of the American people, which is mass deportations of illegals, that's Gestapo.
Plainclothes officers wearing masks.
Well, you know why they wear masks? It's because people threaten their lives and show up to their houses and threaten their families and attack them, right?
Are terrorizing immigrants. The ICE?
No, they are deporting illegal.
Okay, that's boring.
They didn't, and that sucks for them, honestly. They should have. So, yeah, no, you're not going to gaslight me into feeling bad about this. That is an endorsement of... This is really horrible. All these horrible things that are happening. Establishment. Notice they're always anti-establishment. They promoted Trump because Trump was anti-establishment. Now that Trump is the establishment, now they have to be anti-establishment because that's literally the entire grab. So they're
I don't think it's that they're anti-establishment, honestly.
Following the media bullshit. They're anti-establishment, which now means anti-Trump, flipping this whole shit on its head. And they might be paid off by foreign countries, as we'll see epic foreshadowing for later in the video. So this is Joe Rogan tweeting the great and powerful Elon Musk. If it wasn't for him, we'd be fucked. He makes what I think is the most important, compelling case for Trump you'll hear. I agree with every step of the way.
Yes, Almir, exactly. Thank you for proving my point. That sentence is exactly what I meant. Thank you.
For the record, yes, that is an endorsement of Trump. That is an endorsement of Trump, says Joe Rogan.
I just received word about Joe Rogan's endorsement. He's a fantastic guy.
Why is there music? I don't like this.
Stressing you out, and there's probably of Trump. That is an endorsement. So Thanks, Joe Rogan, Trump literally runs on the mandate of the largest mass deportation campaign in the history of America.
And it'll be the largest deportation in the history of our country.
And Joe Rogan is crying about literally the thing that Trump promised he'd do. Bozo, your fault. Take the L, bald man. All right, I know the media's stressing you out, and there's probably another...
You guys, I'm reading some of the comments and I'm starting to think, like, what did I do to gather so many lunatics? And like weird type of lunatics. Like I just, did I do something right? Did I do something wrong? What does it say? What does it mean? Very interesting.
Component to this is that they're literally scared they're gonna get murdered like Charlie Kirk if they're just labeled Nazis and fascists. So between the fear of a target being on their back, the media manipulating people into thinking that this is some evil thing, and honestly, the podcast realm needing to be anti-establishment, it makes sense. We're gonna get to the foreign funding in just a second. But first, I wanted to show you this clip, because I thought this was super telling as to what Joe Rogan has to think about families being separated. So this is Joe Rogan seemingly reacting to Tom Homan.
No. Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
The recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their...
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
Yeah.
Just
And,
for the
literally
record,
everyone
you guys, I know there are people from all over the world. So if you want to sneak yourself into the United States, just so you know, this is how you're supposed to go through the procedures. I think it's very important information for everyone here trying to infiltrate America. And yes, there is no doubt that the birds of a feather flock together. I see what you're trying to say here, and yes, thank you. I agree, but it's you know, I thought like usually you accumulate similar kind of crazies to you, but you guys are very diverse in your craziness. So you know, it's just like look at the Cadence owns fans, right? They're all crazy, but they're all crazy the same in a similar manner. I don't know why you guys are so differently crazy. Like, you know, it's like weird, interesting. So it's a very, I think there should be a social study to understand how that is, that kind of mechanism is created.
When this happened. I remember Joe Rogan celebrated this when this happened. But now that it's actually happening and the media is doing their spin, talking about how everyone's a Nazi and people are getting assassinated in the streets if you support ICE. Essentially there's violence committed against anyone that supports ICE. Dude, I got death threats for supporting ICE and I'm a blue retard on the internet. Imagine Joe Rogan, one of the most popular faces in America. So I get why he's afraid. But now let me introduce you to the next candidate of flakes. This is Theo Von. As you can see, Theo Von did a full podcast with Trump. He did a full podcast with Trump that ended up in his giant endorsement of Donald Trump. Based Donald instead of gay Kamala. What a huge W. Theo Von was even pro-abortion. This is a clip that Theo Von himself retweeted on Twitter, as far as I remember.
Heard you got deported.
So this is interesting because this is how I heard about Theo Von and that the fact that he exists, which was relevant in the live yesterday that I did with David. But honestly, like, I don't care about him because I don't know who that is that much. Is there anything interesting? I thought it was like somewhere that he said something that I thought was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here, maybe in the very end. Yeah, everybody, smash the like. Smash the like. Thank you.
Instead of ours. That's one. And the other half of them are just cowards. Cowards that are willing to backtrack because of either public sentiment or because they're scared of leftist terrorists killing them. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a deep dive that I really wish someone else would have done as effectively as I have. I saw a lot of people criticizing Joe Rogan individually or Theo Von individually. This is a massive issue. The counterculture people, are cowards. These are actual cowards that are not willing to stand up for what they believe in. And now I actually kind of like a lot of these people. I think they're funny, and some of them I never heard them tell a joke, but some of them I think are funny, and I think that for the most part they are really trying to do good, or what they think is good. I just think they're so captured by either their audience, by the leftists, by the media. They're just not genuine thinkers anymore, and that's why I'm the media now.
But I think you got it right. They are cowards. They're just afraid of Islam, and it triggers their flight or a freeze reaction. I guess not many of them have a fight reaction, apparently. Like, those who do are on the right, but they were probably always on the right. The rest of them realize what they're facing, like brain freeze. So Spooky Shona, oh, by the way, I love your live stream with David. I gotta find more from him, 100%, and I want to bring him more because I had real fun having conversation with him about stuff. So yes, that would be awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's the other way. I think they're bought by some probably as well. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them are. But what's weird? Like, they're rich as fuck. Why don't they need to be even richer? It's like greediness at that point. So I think it's deeper than that. I actually don't think it's about money. Like, I heard some stories from behind the scenes, and you'll be surprised, but they actually sell their souls to Islam just because, not necessarily because of money, which is insane.
That's why, in my opinion, we need a new generation of media, because this, I think, was.
Oh, Juan is saying, this is from Almir. Thank you so much, Juan.
Really powerful to decentralize the media, the podcast bros taking over. But I think that to some extent, you have to realize what you're listening to. You are ultimately listening to a guy who, for any myriad of reasons, could change his mind on a dime for a little bit of Saudi Arabia pussy. So definitely subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep deporting illegals despite.
So it's a charcoal here saying, boo, Zayos are racist toward Palestinians and they mostly foreign immigrants. You see, we are not racist against Palestinians because we don't think Palestinians exist at all. We are racist towards the pathetic. Actually, they're not a race either, so they're not racist. We just really despise the Arab culture in general and Muslims. So I don't know. It's not a racism toward Palestinians because Palestinians don't exist, and you cannot be racist toward a fictionate entity. It's not racism. It just would like it. Your sentence didn't make sense. Seriously, didn't make sense. So Spooky Shona, I want to hear why he thinks Elon is the villain of the art. I know. I want to know too. Also, you're right. Rebecca Vance has a commie smell on it. Thank you. It's not just me. And he also said that, right? That he would embrace labor stuff, and that it's not that much on the under the. I guess not under. It's not the main discussion in America right now. So it's not that there are a lot of opportunities to talk about like labor talking points and other talking points. And he said like, yeah, he does agree with some labor talking points. I was like, huh. What does that mean? Thank you. All right. I know I could watch Trump obliterating the Western leaders, which was very amusing. Do you guys want to watch that, or should we wrap up? Wonder Freeman, God has a purpose for Elon Musk. It is not politics. I think so too. I probably don't. Probably you want a person that understands people. Probably, maybe. Okay. Let's see some
President Trump is now threatening Hamas with major consequences if they fail to disarm and hand over the remaining deceased hostages.
Come on. Yeah, 100%. Trump doesn't think much of Kier, we can tell. Yep. I think so. Oh, you guys want to watch it? Fine. Fine, we'll watch it. Fine. Let's do Trump stuff. Trump, Egypt, search. You know, but I want a snack. You guys are going to forgive me if I snack a little bit. I hope it's not too loud. Oh, it's long. Come on, that's long. Why is it so long? Where are the highlights? Where are the fun parts? A full speech. Let's just do the Keir Starmer. I know he also told Meloni that she's beautiful. And she is like, and she got that. She didn't recognize Palestine and she's beautiful. That was also cute. Trump has one basic understanding that should be mandatory for all nation leaders. Protect your people. 100%. 1,000,000%. Okay, let me search if there's like, okay, you know what? Let me play it in the background while I search for something else to save. Jump ahead. CC, blah, blah, blah. Nice minions. Okay, we need to, okay, Trump here. I guess not the whole time it was Trump, so fine. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Well, Rebecca, they discuss about Meloni's smoking habit as well. Smoking is very bad for you, Meloni. Stop. Oh my God, can I tell you like a funny Italian joke? So my friend is half French, half Israeli, but like also fully Israeli. So his mom converted to Judaism, but she's French. She was French. And he worked in France in the Mont Blanc, and there was like a ski center. And they had also like an Italian receptionist. And one day he said like a customer, like one of the tenants in the hotel, he came to the what's it like the desk, like the Italian worker, I forget, like a receptionist, and told her, listen, like the broccoli at lunch, it was really good. And she was like, the what? The broccoli, it was really good. And she was like, what? The broccoli? What was what? And it's like, the broccoli at lunch was very good. And I was like, what? And it's like, the broccoli. And he was like, oh, the broccoli. Why didn't you say it's the broccoli? Okay, that's a story. Fine. I need to snack a little bit.
Thank you very much, and that was a great honor. I appreciate it very much, Mr. President. Mr. General, Mr. President, great General, great President, thank you very much.
I'm gonna amuse myself a little bit.
This is the day that people across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for. They have done things over the last month that I think were really unthinkable. Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered. As you know, the hostages have been returned, and further work goes on having to do with the, sadly to say, bodies. Together we've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East, and it's a very simple expression, peace in the Middle East, and we've heard it for many years, but nobody thought it could ever never get
Because
there.
it didn't happen. There is no peace in the Middle East. There wouldn't be peace until all the peace-loving Muslims would go back to their submission state.
Now we're there. I want to congratulate everybody sitting in these first few rows and standing behind me. I don't know why they chose to stand, but I promise I'll make it short, okay? We are not going to keep you standing for long. These are great leaders. After years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over. Humanitarian aid is now.
I love it. It's over. Now they're killing each other. And Trump also promised to go in because Hamas is obviously going to refuse to disarm. Is over, is over. Why make all those grandiose statements? Make them once in a while and then make them count, so that they would be, it's more impressive like that.
Pouring in, including hundreds of truckloads of food, medical equipment, and other supplies, much of it paid for by people in this room. Civilians are returning to their homes. The hostages are reuniting. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm just watching it backstage. The level of love and sorrow, I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing when you see they haven't seen their mother, their father. They haven't seen them in such a long time, and they lived in a tunnel, a very little tunnel, very deep. And the level of love is just incredible. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's, in one sense, it's so horrible that it could have taken place, but in another sense, it's so beautiful to see. A new and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild.
How is it the easiest part if all the houses now are booby-trapped? How is it the easiest part? Every door people will open will explode, like randomly. Like, how is it the easiest part? Could be rebuilding the tunnels, you're right. Might be that.
And we know how to build better than anybody in the world. I want to express my tremendous gratitude to the Arab and Muslim nations who helped make this incredible breakthrough possible. And you really did. To President El-Sisi of Egypt, who is so generously hosting us today. And I want to thank you for the outstanding job your country is doing in so many different ways and for helping us so much with this peace agreement. I also want to thank the President.
Did he say Egypt is doing great? Because I was munching and I don't know if I heard, maybe I didn't hear correctly. Did he say Assisi is doing great with Egypt? The country that is about to collapse is doing great? Wow, that's amazing. Or maybe he talked about someone else that I didn't notice. Maybe I don't feel like going back and checking, but like, because I was munching, but seriously, like, you mean the country that reached water zero and people walk around yellow skinned because they don't. That is a country that's doing amazing. Okay, fine.
For the escort of 6 fighter jets. So we looked out the window. We said, I hope they're friendly, and they turned out to be very friendly. But we had 3 on each side, and they are beauties right out of the great, really American manufacturing hub. We make the greatest military equipment in the world. We have the strongest military in the world by far. And I knew exactly what those planes were, and I knew exactly how much you paid for those planes, too. You paid a lot, but you got a pretty good deal. And they are great planes, and we just appreciate it. That was quite an escort in.
Speaking of the greatest military equipment ever, do you guys know what Israel did with the F-45s? That's an amazing thing. It's a different plane. They changed the plane completely, and then America was like, "Okay, Israel, show us what you did." And then Israel, "Okay, yes, no problem, no problem." But then the Americans were like, "We don't understand anything. What's going on here?" But yeah, well, I related. What was Spooky Sean? What are you saying? If we send some of ours in it, want to be nice for them. What are we talking about here? So thank you so much for your support. I trust you.
That was very impressive. But Air Force One was really, it was covered with Egyptian desert just a few months ago. If you think about it, just a few months ago, it was Egyptian desert, and now it was just a few feet off our window. And it was a spectacular sight, and I appreciate it very much. Really, that was pretty good. You got our people by surprise. I don't know if they were thrilled right at the beginning, but they were thrilled as we sailed along very, very calm.
Say what? Is that the news? Is that the news now? What? What? What happened? What? Huh? I was munching for 1 second, and what? Is that really? Is it happening? Shauna, if you are trolling me, that's not fun. But like interesting. I find it interesting. Oh my God, supposedly. No. What? Are they sending? Is it like it's something new? I lost context completely. You guys, you know how hard it is to understand what you guys are talking about? Keep track on whatever is going on screen, and try to think like keeping my own speech thread alive at the same time. Trump did say he will disarm Hamas by force. Yeah, but it be probably gonna send the dog like us, right? This guy's okay, fine. I'm gonna let the dogs out, and they're like, the Israelis are out.
And safely, and I'm deeply honored to receive from you, Egypt's highest state honor, the Order of the Nile. The Nile is so beautiful, so magnificent. It's such a beautiful title, the Order of the Nile. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Appreciate it. Great honor.
Okay, don't judge me. I don't know why, but if they started kissing at that moment, I don't know. I felt like it would have flown, you know? I was like, interesting, but kind of fits, right? It's like, I'm not reducing the IDF to dogs. I'm reducing the entire Israeli nation to dogs. Including myself. I would say, like, you know, it's always Jews and dogs, Jews and dogs, Jews and dogs. It's the same club. Come on. We're always together. Spooky Shanna, thank you for support again. It's just possibilities. I don't know. I think our dogs are a little more wild. I agree. Could be. But you like using like water dogs, right? Like the seals. So seal, I think a seal in Hebrew, it's a water dog. Funny. Yes. Oh yeah, free Kaya. That is true. Free Kaya. Freedom for Kaya. From like let her roam. She's in an open cage prison person thing. Poor Kaya. We are dogs, beautiful dogs.
I also want to give a very special thanks to the Emir of Qatar, a man who's outstanding. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, long before politics, and he's a fantastically respected man. His Highness Sheikh Tamim is respected by everybody.
Nobody likes him. Who are you talking about? Ugh, nobody likes him.
He's respected by everybody and in the most positive way, not only because of power, because of his heart. He's got a tremendous heart, and he's a great leader in his country.
Nax isn't blaming women, is blaming the hyperfeminization, but it's not hyperfeminization, sir. This is what I understand. It's not hyperfeminization. You know, feminine qualities aren't different. they're also positive. This is not hyperfeminization. It is actually it is under feminization and under emasculation. So both genders lost their ability to perform in a masculine or a feminine way, and neither of them took the role of the other. I don't understand.
He loves him. Thank you very much for being here. It's an honor. Let me also express our condolences to the Qataris on the tragic car crash that claimed the lives of your cherished diplomats, some of whom were known by our people, and they were supposed to be incredible people. So please extend our sorrow and best wishes. That was tough. That was really tough. On this extraordinary occasion,
Shauna, you are spitting wisdom out here in the comments. I cannot not notice that. 100%. 100%. It's not exactly the topic right now, so I'm not going to read it, but Shauna, my love to you.
I also want to give our sincere thanks to President Erdogan of Turkey. He's always there when I need him. He's such a tough guy. He is tough as you can be, but we love him. And when they have a problem with you, they always call me to handle it. And usually I come through. We just have a good relationship, and we have from the beginning. And so I want to thank you very much and say hello to your wife, your beautiful wife. And it's great to be with you. Always there.
Are you still talking about Mr. Cartel? Because he should at least say something about the mother as well. He mentioned the wife, and then I saw in his eyes, and your mom, but he didn't say it, but he wanted to.
Need him. He's always there. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I also want to thank, I just spoke to him on the phone.
Okay, switch to Erdogan. Yeah, I stopped listening at some point. Then yeah, it's not Erdogan's mother. I don't know. I don't think she's in the business at all. I'd love to hear your elaborate thoughts, opinions on Netanyahu sometime. Why wouldn't? That's boring.
His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed, Saudi Arabia, special friend of mine.
Yeah, another one.
Boy, he's come so long and so far, and he's doing a fantastic job for his country. And I want to just thank him. And, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed of the United Arab
I love how they say
Emirates.
sheikh. It's a sheikh. Sheikh is like an old person, I think. Yeah, sheikh.
This is here, where? He's here someplace. Well, he's not here, but he's here in spirit, I can tell you that. And he's been another one. He's been absolutely incredible, and we appreciate it very much. And His Majesty King Abdullah of Jordan, and thank you very much, King Abdul of Jordan.
Yeah, King of Jordan.
Here, thank you.
Like you know, if I imagined him, like when he said it, I imagined him imagining the King of Jordan as like an ottoman chair, you know, like that you put legs on, or like a carpet. That's how I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did say Abdul, which is
Thank you very much. And you really have been a great helper. We appreciate it. Appreciate it. Prime Minister, sure.
Amir saying it's elder, not an old. Fine. Elder is a more respectable translation.
Brief of Pakistan. And also, I have to say, my favorite field marshal from Pakistan, who's not here, but the Prime Minister is here. And
Oh yeah, they're just he's busy. He is in war with Afghanistan. What's up with Afghanistan and Pakistan? It looks like they're having fun there.
To give his regards. Where are you? There you go. Thank you very much. Do you want to say what you said?
Why is Pakistan here? Come on, go back. You have a war to fight. Come on.
me the other day.
Rebecca, in your spare time, you should see Glenn Beck take on Trumpland. Trumpland, that's it. It's released the hostages, and now it's like you can throw the rest of the paper to the trash.
Would you like to say what you said the other day? I think it was so nice. Please.
Thank you very much, my dear President Trump, my dear brother, President Fadil Sisi of Egypt.
Oh, that's it? What is that? Wait. Someone in Afghanistan abducted the most beautiful goat from Pakistan, breaking destruction to the whole region. This is like the Troya Wars, right? Amazing. Real time replay of the Troya Wars. Yes, amazing. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't understand a word from what he's saying, so let's keep Mr. Pakistan. I'm sorry, Pakistan.
Delivered well. Thank you very much.
Amir saying Troy War, Troya is in Hebrew. Sorry.
Also with us is President Prabowo, a very incredible man of Indonesia. President.
Yeah, Indonesia. I think Indonesia is the country that thought that Islam is great because it was improvement compared to the cannibalism that they had. But now we know that like it doesn't matter. Now that Islam had evolved, they had solved the problem of cannibalism and they eat humans again. So Islam in this day and age also eats humans while they're still alive, by the way.
Great job. President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority. See, we have them all.
No, Shana, it's not that he thought that you wouldn't understand that I meant Troy when I said Troya. He just wanted to make fun of my, how do I say it, like my illiteracy and my English that is lacking. That's what he tried to do. It's not about the crowd, it's about me.
Have them all. Good, great. It's good to have you. And so many others. I really have a list here. This first three rows and what's standing behind me, I don't know why.
Wait, 1 second. Amir saying that that he did not want to offend me. Well, it's okay. So you wanted to be like a useful teacher. Thank you. It wasn't about offending. It was about helping me to improve. I appreciate it. So Ron, this is from Aris. Thank you. Juan, are you sitting with them in the same room or something? You all like having a party together? Thank you. Yes, peace and love in the chat. Shana, my chat. I want you guys to debate with passion, but about things that matter, not about which color is looking better. You know? L'Shem Shamayim. You should argue about stuff.
They chose to stand, but that's there. They're going to be very famous tomorrow, all of them. We have the Arab League is represented by His Excellency, and thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much. We have Armenia, and Azerbaijan. That's a little war that we stopped. That's a little war. There they are. Look at them. They're sitting. When I met with them, it was in the Oval Office. They fought for like 31 years or some crazy number. And they had one sitting on that side of the Oval Office, one sitting. By the time we finished in 1 hour, they were both hugging each other. And now they're friends and they're getting along great. Look at it. So I want to thank you both. That's incredible. Really incredible.
Yeah, that's 100% like the kind of face Trump puts on when he's in movies, and it's a romantic movie.
So you have Armenia and you have Bahrain, you have Canada. It's
Canada? Canada? Is that a country still?
so great to have, in fact, the president called and he wanted to know.
I don't know what's a meow, but Starmet stands there like a proper Brit. Clearly, he has some stick up his butt.
If it's worthwhile, he knew exactly what it was. He knew the importance. Where's Canada, by the way? Where are you? Where are you? He knew the.
If you are in America, usually you can look north, but there are places in America that are actually more northern than Canada, and I'm not just talking about Alaska, by the way. So.
Importance of this, he said, I want to be there. So many people have done that. They called. I mean, they heard about it. And these are not people that can do that very easily. They have pretty big schedules to put it in mind. The most powerful people. And I appreciate you being here very much, Mr. President. Fantastic. Fantastic. And Cyprus, Egypt, the European Union, it's a lot of countries. France, thank you very much, Emmanuel. I would imagine Emmanuel standing someplace behind you. Where is he? I can't believe it. You're taking a low-key approach today.
You see, Emmanuel, he had the brains to not be in frame. Like Emmanuel Macron, he had enough brains to not be in frame when this whole thing is happening.
He's my friend. That's great. Good job. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Germany, the new chancellor of Germany he's easy to spot because he's very tall and he's very smart and he's doing a fantastic job for his country. Appreciate it very much. And congratulations, a big election. That was a big one. That was going to change things. Greece, we have Greece. We have Hungary. Oh, Victor, where is Victor? Victor,
I love
Victor.
Hungary.
We love Victor.
It always reminds me that I'm
Victor,
hungry.
I call him. You know, I put the little accent on it. You are fantastic, all right? I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm the only one that matters. You are fantastic. He's a great leader. I endorsed him the last election he had, and he won by 28 points. So you're going to do even better this time. If you have another election, and you're going to do great, and we appreciate it. And we're behind you 100%. That's Hungary. India is a great country with a very good friend of mine at the top, and he's just done a fantastic job. And I think that Pakistan and India are going to live very nicely together, right?
Of course, of course, of course. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's not a very, they are. And they're two.
It's funny. It's funny.
Great, I'd say leaders, great leaders, as far as I'm concerned. Indonesia, we covered, and I just want to say that.
Thank you, Uncle Coping. You guys should 100% feel my snack addiction and addiction and everything. Thank you.
That's a big country, a powerful country. It does unbelievably well, and it's great to have you. Iraq, we have Iraq.
Iraq doesn't exist anymore. We're gonna pretend forever that this place exists and smash the like, everyone. Thank you, Investor. Nice to see you here. Israeli influencer claims Emmanuel Macron had brains. No, he was like... I bet maybe his wife is there, and his wife was like, "You're not gonna stand in frame, sweetheart. You're not."
With lots of oil, they have so much oil, they don't know what to do with it. That's a big problem when you have so much, you have no idea what to do with it. So thank you very much thank you very much. Italy.
Mr. Heretic, absolutely. You should support the snack addiction that I have. It's not about me getting, think about it differently, okay? It's not about me getting fat. It's about having more of me. Maybe because I would have more energy to show up on camera. And maybe just because there's going to be more of me. We don't know. We don't know. But I think it's a chance we should take and support. Now from everyone else with love. Thank you so much. Everyone else and one as well.
We have a woman, a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are. Thank you very much.
I agree. Melanie is really pretty. I think so too. She's really beautiful.
We appreciate it. She wanted to be here, and she's incredible, and they really respect her in Italy. She's a very successful politician. We have Norway. Oh, Norway. Norway.
Norway. I just saw that they had like a huge display for Mr. Fafo to in his memory. And I don't like the fake narrative that's running around the media. We don't know. It's more likely than not, according to the sources that I've seen. And to be honest, like it's been a day since I checked, but it's more likely than not that it was actually Hamas that executed him. And they had like a display commemorating Mr. Fafo, crying for him. It's like a whole thing. It's insanity. Well, Norway. I guess it was nice. It was nice while you listed Norway.
Norway, what happened?
Yeah, Norway, what happened? Norway, what happened? I wasn't there yet. There are several places in Europe I didn't get to visit, and so I don't know what it was like before you got invaded, and it's very sad. It's very sad.
Oh,
very sad.
Where is he? We have Johnny. We're going to the World Cup. I can tell you that. Where's Norway?
No more Norway. That's it. I think that was a foreshadowing that we should all okay, a moment of silence for Norway. That was Norway. Where is Norway? Norway. What happened to you, Norway? We need to join Trump's questioning. It's exactly what Trump is asking. Norway, what happened to you, Norway? Where are you, Norway? Moment of silence. Yes, Holster is saying Norway had a very tragic election recently. They elected Social Democrats. Oh no. Oh no.
I don't think he wants to stand. Oh, he's back there. There we have Norway. Oman, again. We have Paraguay. We have really...
Paraguay are awesome. Just saying. Even though the person that... There's a story with Paraguay. So I had a friend from Paraguay. And we didn't talk for a couple of years maybe. But, we met in Brazil. And he understood that I like anime. So he gave me access to his account on Crunchyroll. And for 2 years, I used his account on Crunchyroll, even though we didn't exchange a word after that exchange when we shared our love for anime. And then he kicked me out of Crunchyroll. Can you believe it? That was heartbreaking. But I remember Paraguay for the good, because it was literally a random guy that gave me access to his Crunchyroll for 2 years.
Fantastic representative from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, and this time we'll get you the best seat. He always gets the best seat. He deserves the best seat. But what a great place it is. Spain. Who's Spain? Are you guys working on him with respect to the GDP? We'll get close. We'll get close. But fantastic job you're doing. And UAE, which is great. United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's my friend?
Oh, is there another one? There's another one. Oh my God, that's the best part, right? We're here. Here you go, falafel coming your way. Thank you for the falafel, sir. Thank you so much. La la la. Okay. Where am I? Who am I? What am I? Ah, Keir Starmer. Kira. I forgot about you. Thank you for Shawarma support. Thank you.
You're doing, and
I think we need to respect the moment where Keir Starmer was reminded what a little piece of nothing he is.
UAE, which is great. United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's my friend? Come here. Is everything going good? Very good. That's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice, and I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others. And it's such a compliment to what we're doing, because what we've done is something very unique and very special. So it's perhaps the wealthiest and most powerful group of nations ever assembled at one time, which is a big thing. We have achieved together in recent days a change that really is historic.
Wow. So what do they do in the UN? Oh, thank you for the caller one. Thank you. Anyway, you know what would be funny? It's like next big conference, like Trump would be like, oh, no, I want the real representative of the United Kingdom. And then he would invite Tommy Robinson.
And it's going to be remembered forever.
Listen, I think that if Mr. HTS guy, Giuliani, the Al-Qaeda person, could be nominated without any reason as the president of a non-existent country, I would forgive that if they do the same by nominating Tommy Robinson as the ruler of UK. I think that is literally the only option, like the only way to balance it that I can think of. Or, just eliminate Mr. Giuliani, and I could maybe forgive. But the forgiving would take longer if that's all you do. Yeah. Cigarettes, no, I don't smoke, but thank you. It would be this. I would give that as a tip.
And I want to thank the American team for their amazing work. And I want to I think he'll go down as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of our country. I really believe that, Marco, or I wouldn't say it. Marco Rubio, I wouldn't say it. Maybe I would. You're doing a great job. I'll tell you, he's on course to do it. We've done a lot of work in 9 months. We've done a lot of work. I say that, 1 year ago, a little more, but 1 year ago, America, the United States of America was a dead country. The king told me, and I used that, he said, sir, 1 year ago it was a dead country. Today you have the hottest country anywhere in the world, and it is. It's the hottest country. So many investors are here. We have over...
Yeah, no, that's boring. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Trump. Michael Feldman, thank you for the content. As always, you're keeping it classy. I really try hard not to be classy, because I think classy is not, it doesn't make money. I want money, so classy doesn't make money. But whatever, Thank you. Thank you for support.
$17 trillion being invested in the United States, which is a record that nobody has ever beaten. I don't think anybody will. And we still have...
But honestly, I don't think I could ever be not as unclassy as a Native American. Like Americans, they have it like so naturally out. Like they would say things that are like their language is like so automatically like unclassy, which is amazing.
4 months to go before...
Like not to, when I hang out with Americans, like, whoa.
It's a year, so So in 8 months, we have over 17 trillion. We're actually very close to $18 trillion. There's never been, as an example, the previous administration had less than $1 trillion over 4 years. We have, we're close to breaking $18 trillion in 8 months. That's pretty amazing. No country's ever done that. I want to also thank Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and my son-in-law and a great guy, Jared Kushner.
Is there more fun stuff?
And I even have my daughter here, Ivanka.
Like Americans are more unguarded. I mean, I don't know if unguarded. They just have a different way of expressing themselves.
Ivanka, please stand up. Ivanka's here. Wow. Thank you, Ivanka. We have a great team, and we have, as you know, General Raisin Kane, we have John Radcliffe, we have...
Okay, that's it. I'm tired, everybody. All right, time to wrap up and say good night. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. So, is there anything else I'm supposed to be commenting on? Shauna, let me know. Am I dismissed? Can we go to sleep now, Shauna? Shauna, tell me. Shauna, you have 1 second. Okay, Shauna dismisses me. Thank you, Shauna. Good night, everybody. See you later.